is a need to make good judgment because it is in our instinct. Don't you realize that? It is in our instinct to make good judgment. We are created with the image of God. We are the representative of God. To represent God. The image of God and the image of what God? The invisible God. We represent Him so that through us, through the way we think, the way we feel, now we reign over the world. So that's why God gave them the promise. When God created Adam and Eve, be fruitful, rule and subdue the earth. Now, when you want to rule and subdue the earth, tell me, do you have to make judgment? Do you have to know what is right and wrong? Do you need to correct what is wrong? Yes, you need to. So it is put in our instinct to represent God. And we, given the promise to rule and subdue, we have to exercise God's love. We have to exercise His goodness and justice before the world. The world will come to know His love, goodness and justice because of the good judgments we have made about people, about things, about our lives, about our finance. Now understand, the world cannot believe a foolish God, a senseless God. The world cannot believe a God without logic. A God that just says love, 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 but the love is without logic. There need to be wise discernment and governing in the love of God. Am I right? By His love, He governed the whole universe. He governed mankind. He exercised justice. You get what I mean? So it is for us Christians, to know that this is in us. There's nothing wrong to make judgments about people, knowing and re-knowing people, so that you can relate to them. You get what I mean? So even in a family settings, I want to tell you at home, you think about it. How would your parents, relatives give glory to God? From the way you make good judgment about life, about teaching your children, about managing your finance, about relationships with people. If your parents, your siblings can see you making such good judgments in life, they will give glory to God. They will begin to sense that love, goodness, justice of that wise God. You understand? When I talk about instinct, that of all creation, you must see how glorious you are first. You are given His image. You are His representation. Internalize this. Believe this before you can even start to do the right thing. Some people, they are indifferent about relationships. Some people are just lazy and don't care attitude. I don't care lah. Human relationship is so complicated. For us, we just make sure there's food on the table and that's it. We bring money home and that's it. We don't care about dealing with relationship, making good judgments and all. No, wash my hands, all these things and all. Now, that is being very irresponsible and superficial. Irresponsible not only as a husband, as a father, right? You are irresponsible as a child of God, as someone given the image of God. You got to make good judgment. You got to give good advice. You got to position yourself rightly. You got to comfort people around you. You need to do all this. You got to counsel people. Even the non-Christians are doing this to show what is morally acceptable. What about you, people created with the image of God? So, don't harbor this kind of irresponsible mindset. And don't be superficial. Why do I say that? Now, because when we want to love a person sincerely and genuinely, now you have to make good judgment about them. You got to know and re-know a person. You got to study a person. As I said last week, you want to love your wives or husband, you got to know them again and again. Even you are married 20 years, 30 years, you start to see new weaknesses that he or she has that you haven't seen before. Or then you got to know them much more than before, and learn to live with them and carry their burdens. Isn't that so? If not, your love is just a hollow theory, or is something that you feel from your flesh, but it's not real. It's not real. So I want all of us to know that there is a need to make good judgment. There is a responsible towards God and towards men.